So now that we have you all excited about that 37405 zip code, let's talk about living in that 37405 zip code. Mark Hite is back on the show now with some fun houses that are on the market. And the big thing here is diversity of price.
Absolutely, Julie. It's time to unzip zip code 37405 and really look at the great diversity of housing options that exist there.
People, it seems like, I guess whatever zip code you're going to choose to live in, and we'll highlight different zip codes as the weeks go along, you want to really live in that community. It seems like in that 05 zip code, the idea is to be close in.
It really is. You are close to all things that are great about Chattanooga as it relates to entertainment, but at the same time, you've got all the amenities with your grocery stores and your salons and the North Shore collectives, just like we were just talking about here.
Right.
And so the housing, though, the diversity, it ranged, I looked at the first 4 months of the year, and it ranged from $139,000 to $2.4 million in closed sales. So that is a huge spread in housing.
Right. Go ahead, I cut you off.
Well, the median price came in at $432,000. Now that compares to the market at $300,000. So I want to first highlight, while there's a lot of diversity, it is one of the more expensive zip codes to live in Greater Chattanooga. Okay,
it's also, though, when you're talking about the diversity, the type of housing is also very different. And we'll see this, I'm sure, as we go through. But if you want the bungalow craftsman, you can find it. If you want condo living, you can find it. And if you want modern, sleek, you can either find it or build it.
It really is. It has evolved over the last 25 years in particular to a very diverse housing stock. We think of Riverview, which is around the Golf and Country Club, a very traditional area. Yet there's been so much construction over the last 25 years. There is really something for everyone and about every price point.
Okay, so let's start with the lowest and work our way up. You brought 3 different ones today.
Well, I brought you first the classic little North Shore bungalow. This one on West Elmwood Drive. It actually has an auxiliary living unit, which gives it a total of 4 bedrooms and 3 baths, thanks to a separate detached structure that's on the property.
Nice.
And so this one's really pretty cool. It's under contract at $339,900, but it was totally updated. Flooring, windows, kitchens, baths, and really represented a lot of value there in this 37405.
I love those little bungalow houses. When we first moved to town, we rented one on Hickson Pike many years ago, and I just thought it was the cutest thing.
It is a style that is timeless. You have to maintain, particularly as the houses are aging, but this is a good example of a long-term owner home that got a good refresh and is ready for a new family.
Mentioning that this one's under contract, so people can't go bidding on it, but things like this do hit the market.
Continually. Yes, you're going to see a nice range. As opposed to some of the other zip codes, there's going to be more inventory to choose from in 37405, again, at a very diverse price point, and that's what takes us to condo living next.
Yes, plus nice and easy lifestyle, right?
Absolutely. This one at 200 Manufacturers Road at 1 North Shore. This came to market in 2008, so an example of recent construction, but not brand new. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condominium, currently listed for sale at $625,000. So almost double what we just saw, but the location came straight down to the riverfront. And you're right across the street from Whole Foods and all of the different shops and storefronts you can just walk to. So you're paying for that convenience.
And you are buying that unit. It is yours to own and then resell if you want to down the road.
That is correct. It is a condominium, so you own from the studs in, and then you have a fractional ownership of the overall complex.
If you choose to do that route, it has obviously HOA type of rules within the unit, the complex, but you can make updates and renovations as long as it gets approval.
Anything on the interior you can do. And now if it's structural, you're moving walls, you would have to have a consultant. But yes, the rules allow you to work on your unit Monday through Friday during business hours. So no late night Saturday projects if you're living in a condominium environment like this.
Also very nice thing. Nobody cutting the grass at 7 a.m. either.
Absolutely.
Now we go into the high end. This is a new build.
That's right. This is a beautiful new construction home on Dorchester Road. It's being built by Dexter White. This listing comes as a courtesy from Linda Brock. It is an absolutely stunning home, and it comes with a stunning price at $3 million. And as of the recording of this show, Julie, it actually had a buyer as well for it.
Really?
So it's a very popular part of the community to be, whether you're looking for a larger executive home as opposed to the smaller condominium that we just saw.
But you know, as we weave our way through, and we'll hit the 37402 zip code in the next half hour and do other zip codes around the area, as I mentioned, you are still a very strong believer that regardless of the investment, if it's $140,000 or the $3 million, property here in our area is always going to maintain its value.
It really is. Real estate is a sound investment. The key is to buy how you buy it, and in the last 6 months, a lot of it's been about the type of loan you get, Julie,
Okay.
And what does that look like to help manage the interest rates and the cost.
Sure.
So it's really about all the work you do up front, getting the right price for the right house, and then how you finance that purchase, or unless you're paying cash for it, and which is a whole nother thought process.
Right, right.
But most of us are going to have a mortgage.
I'm not going to pay $3 million in cash.
Me either.
I wish I could.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful house, though. Very, very
Absolutely.
pretty. Okay, so we're going to turn the corner, so to speak, when we come back and take you out to the ballpark,
Yes.
to the 37402 zip code, find out what makes that so much fun. Each part of the area has its own different feel. We're back in a minute.